Well, hey guys, welcome back to Waters Family Homestead. Alright, that pile of dirt sure looks smaller on camera than it does in person, but either way, I got in the last pen there with the shovel. They keep laying eggs in that corner. And today I had a black sex lynx in there sitting on the eggs, so I've got multiple hens wanting to set on eggs. And I'd love them to hatch some more, but I've only got 3 pens, and I'm going to separate a hen that's setting from the rest of the birds. I just don't want to have 3, 4, whatever hens trying to set on one clutch of eggs. But as you see, she's done went back in there twice looking for her eggs, and they ain't there. And I shoveled out all the soft dirt from that corner. I've got a couple 4-inch foundation blocks over there I'm going to throw in that corner if they keep laying eggs there. But it's about time for me to clean the pens out again, and that's a lot of work, especially in this 100+ degree heat. So that's my plan. I raked it out. Hopefully that'll stop them, but if not, I'll put some straw in the nesting boxes, and I don't know, maybe bring that other nesting box back over here, put some straw in it, and let them set in there. I just don't know. I'd like them to hatch more, but I've been trying to block that hen. She's been getting under the nesting boxes laying her egg instead of in the nesting boxes, which I don't have any straw in it, so I was going to add some straw to it. But she still squeezes in there and lays her egg in there just about every day. Yes, Junior, we hear you. But I've had these babies locked up, and since I'm out here, I went ahead and let them out. I have not seen that hawk for the last 24 hours, so hopefully it's decided to go away. And I'm going to let these bigger babies and Sue and the mama hen come out and scratch around. I went in there with that shovel and I chopped all the privet down that was popping up. That's the only weed that was growing in there was privet, and I had a couple of them over here I cut down with the shovel. But anyway, the chickens don't want to eat it. But those 7 are doing really well. Junior, you're mighty loud when I'm standing right here. So what I've done is, you see I've left the gate open so they can come into the middle run area. Hopefully they'll come down here and get used to some of these chickens through the fence. And that's what I'm hoping for. And if that works, once I get rid of some of these chickens this weekend, I'm probably going to move her back down into this last pen with her 7 babies. And then I can move. See, she's back in that corner setting, and there's no eggs there. And there's another black sex link. That's actually not a black sex link. That is an Easter egger. But either way, she's trying to set. So once I get them all moved down, if they mix in well and hopefully they don't kill no babies, I'll get the hen that wants to set down there and let her set on eggs and you know, hatch some more. But we'll just have to see. It's too soon to mix these babies with the adults, because they're only approaching 2 months, 1.5 to 2 months at the most. Honestly, I haven't kept up with it that close, but they would definitely be picked on by the adults. These are half grown, so I'm hoping they're big enough, fast enough to get away from the adults and not be picked on. We'll just have to see how that works out. Plans never work out when you've got animals involved. If you don't know that, well, now you do. Animals always have a different plan than the farmer. So we'll just have to see. But I need to get all these babies integrated in with the main flock so I can free up another pen and let another mama hen set on some eggs. And for those of you that comment and ask questions sometimes, yes, I could turn my incubator on and do it that way. That little 12 count incubator, I have a really good hatch rate on those on that one. But if the mama hen will do it and raise them, and I don't have to have a brooder set up with that heat adding to my house and having to change that waterer and feed and clean the brooder and all that stuff, it's just a whole lot easier on me if the mama hen will raise them. So there's 8 babies in this middle pen, and they've got at least another month and a half before they can mix in with the adults. So I don't know. I may see if this set will move in with this mama hen. She has not started roosting on the roost with those babies yet. Now during the day, I watch them with the camera a little bit, and the babies are roosting on the roost some. They fly up there and all, but she's not roosting at night up there with them. She's still roosting with them on the ground. So I was hoping once they move to the roost, then I could move the 2 hens together with all their babies and basically create a new flock and free up another pen. So that's the idea. So actually, UPS made a delivery for me, and I came outside to get that and then went down to the garden with some scissors and a glove looking for the tomato hornworm and didn't see any. But that don't mean they're not there. It just means I didn't see them. And I was taking some meat scissors, you know, ones made for cutting bone and stuff, down there with me, and I just cut off all the limbs that didn't have any leaves on it that the tomato hornworms had gotten, or I cut it back to where there were leaves. But it's winding down. There's a lot of tomatoes left that are going to be turning green, but it's still winding down. So I was hoping to get some stuff done this weekend, but the women at church have a women's conference this weekend, and both my daughters are planning on going there. My oldest daughter's actually involved in the planning and all that stuff, and my middle daughter's planning on going, so I may end up with about 5 grandyoungins out here this weekend. We'll just have to see. If so, as much as they love to help Pawpaw, they're not a lot of help when it comes to cleaning out the chicken pens and all that. So we'll just have to see what works out this weekend. But it is good news that I've got a hen that wants to set. The problem is, I don't want her to set right now. I don't have a place to put her. I counted, there's 17 or 18 eggs in the nesting box. Once I picked all the ones up off the ground that they laid, there was 2 laid in the right hand side over here, a couple laid out here in the opening, and 4 in the corner. So there was 8 or 9 eggs total not laid in the nesting boxes. So I'll probably grab that nesting box and bring it over. But old White Knight over there doing his job. I need to get in here with the lawnmower. I just hate to lock these chickens in this pen. There's so many of them, and there's not enough room for them all to be on the ground at once. So, but I'll probably try to get in here this weekend and cut that grass back there with the mower, chop up some of the corn stalks and stuff that are left, and hopefully cleaning up a little bit. I've fed them pretty much all the peaches. I did pick a few for myself, but pretty much every day I come out, I have to throw anywhere from 2 to 4 or 5 peaches on the ground, and they destroy them. So, have not been able to get any more figs. The birds beat me to the ones that are right. There's still a lot of green ones on there. But anyway, look at them spreading that dirt back out. That's why I shoveled it a little bit further away from the door so they wouldn't shove it back in the pen, but they're going to do it anyway. But when I get these raised beds empty, I'm going to finish filling them up and then add more of my composted chicken, waste from the pens into each pen and turn it in there and then cover them up with a tarp until I'm ready to plant. And hopefully that'll add a lot of nitrogen to the soil. But I guess I got to take one of them nesting boxes and put it in this first pen. The Rhode Island Red kind of got up. There was one that was trying to set for a couple of days, and she finally gave up, I think. But the black sex lynx or that Easter egger, whichever one it is in the corner there, she's probably not going to give up as easy as the Rhode Island Red did. So I may have to put that other nesting box back over here and see if they'll lay in there and mark them and let her set. And when she's been setting and I know she's not going to get up, I'll go in there at night, grab the whole nesting box and move her to another pen by herself. So we'll just see. I can't let this pen out while I've got that pen out because Junior will beat up Sue. So that's where I'm at today, guys. I know it's not a big fancy video or anything like that, but I think that's another piece of privet. But I would really like to mix these babies all into one pen instead of putting them in with the adults. But we'll just have to see how that works out. So there's 15 babies total if they all survive till adulthood. And I'm probably going to need close to 30 because a lot of them will be roosters, and I'll end up putting those roosters in the freezer when I put all these other adults that I have after I give away some in the freezer. So I'm hoping I can get a helper this time when it's time to process chickens, because doing it all by yourself, I did 9 or 10 one day and it wore me out. So from butcher to scald to pluck, defeather them, then put them in cold water to chill them down, do another one. And when I got done, then I went inside and, I gutted them. And then I went inside and processed them. And by the time I got done, and I cut mine up in pieces, like all the drumsticks go in a bag, all the thighs in a bag, all the breasts and so on. And then get them put in the freezer. And that's just a lot of work for one person when you do that many chickens. I could do one chicken in an hour, but it takes an hour to set everything up. So it ends up being a lot of work. Anywho, I want to do a video, show y'all. I got a broody chicken again, maybe 2 or 3. But only one of them, the one that's most determined to set, is going to end up being able to set when I get this chicken box moved. So, guys, I appreciate y'all following along on my journey, my little homestead, my mini farm. Just a single guy out here trying to, I don't know what they got, but that baby chick's got something that all the rest of them wanted. Looks like a feather probably, I don't know. But anyway, I appreciate y'all very much. Thank you for subscribing, hitting the thumbs up. And maybe I can get Sue in that pen by itself and close the door and then move all these others over to the other pen. Let's see. I got to get to work. I appreciate y'all. Remember what I've always told you. Jesus Christ loves you, and so do I. Y'all be safe. Be prepared.